Good morning, 5th grade. This is Thursday, April 9th, and I want to talk to you about your math lesson today. So go ahead and get your book open to page 534, and then pause me until you get there. Okay, now that you have your book, we are converting weight units today. And really the only two conversions you're going to have to remember is that 6 ounces equals 1 pound, and 2,000 pounds are in a ton. Those are the only ones you're going to be working on these pages. So let's go over the examples. Convert 4.25 tons to pounds. So the same rule applies. If you're going from a larger to a smaller unit, you're going to multiply. And we know that a ton has 2,000 pounds in it. So mathematically, we know that we're going to multiply 4 1/4 times 2,000, because that's how many pounds are in a ton. And we've learned how to do this multiplication by turning a mixed number into an improper fraction. 4 times 4 plus 1, 17 over 4 times 2,000. See if you can see that better with that. Nope. Okay. And I'm going to cross cancel here because 4 goes into 2,000 500 times. And then 500 times 17 is 8,500. I'm going to show you a few different ways to do it. So this is the way that we just recently learned how to turn into an improper fraction and multiply. Now let's look at I like how they have their example up here, a visual example. This represents 4 1/4 tons. And we know that 2,000 pounds are in 1 ton. So let's break this down into 2 separate units. 4 tons times 2,000 pounds each is 8,000. So we know this 4 tons is 8,000, and the other quarter of a ton is worth 500, because a quarter times 2,000 is 500. And then you can just add those two together. So that's kind of a neat way to do it. And they've also broken it down over here, kind of the way they did it there. 4 1/4 times 2,000 would be 4 times 2,000, which is 8,000, and then a quarter times 2,000, which is 500, which you would get the same answer. So different ways to do it, all get the same answer. All right, let's look at the second example. Now we're going from ounces to pounds, so we're going to divide 40 ounces by pounds. We know there are 16 ounces in a pound, and 40 divided by 16 goes into 40 twice, because 16 times 2 is 32. That means there are 8 left over, and 16 as a remainder. And what does 8/16 reduce to? 1/2. So 40 ounces is 2 1/2 pounds. Okay. All right, let's talk about these, and then I'll get you going on today's work. We're turning tons into pounds. We're going from larger to smaller. We're going to multiply times 2,000. What's 9 times 2? 18. Add the 3 zeros to it for the 1,000. 18,000. Okay. Number 2 is 6.5 pounds to ounces. Again, larger to smaller, 6.5 pounds. We're going to multiply by 16 ounces in a pound. So let's turn it into an improper fraction. That would be 13 over 2, because we did 6 times 2 plus 1 times 16 over 1. We can cross cancel here, make life a little bit easier. And then 13 times 8 is 104 ounces. 104. Now we're going to turn pounds to tons. So pounds are smaller than tons. So we're going to divide 6,000 by 2,000. And we know 6,000 divided by 2,000 goes 3 times. So that's 3 tons. And the last one is 80 ounces to pounds. So again, we're starting with smaller and we're going to larger. We're going to divide 80 by 16, and that actually goes 5 times evenly. So that is 5 pounds. Okay, so for today's work, I want you to do page 535, 536. Remember, we're not doing the homework pages right now. I want you to do the IXL that I'm assigning. So do these 2 pages and then submit to me by Monday morning at 8. All right, have a great weekend.